This video was captured by a camera located on an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico. Literally out of nowhere, something huge and incomprehensible appeared and sailed away in an unknown direction. What was that? Many began to leave their guesses, most of which boiled down to the fact that it was some kind of unknown sea monster. Of course, some have expressed theories about the alien origin of this creature. Then biological scientists joined the investigation of the incident and gave their version of the events that took place. In their opinion, this is a huge jellyfish. From the outside, it looks like a huge floating piece of cloth and is not quite similar to other species of jellyfish that we know. Such jellyfish, one of which was captured by the camera, can be seen very rarely. The name of this species is Dipsteria enigmatica. Since they live at great depths, scientists did not have the opportunity to study them properly. They have only encountered this creature a few times in the last 50 years. One thing is for sure, that such jellyfish really grow to an incredible size. This is far from the only mysterious find discovered underwater in recent times. In this video, we will talk about a few more examples, and if you like the videos about the finds, then don't forget to like them. The lost treasure. In 2011, researchers found almost 100 tons of silver worth almost $50 million at the bottom of the sea off the coast of Ireland. It turned out that this find has a long and mysterious history. During the Second World War, the British passenger ship Cairo City was sailing from India to the shores of Britain. In addition to the 300 people on board, the ship had another valuable cargo, 100 tons of silver, which was supposed to help Britain continue to wage war. The ship was sailing unaccompanied. Not far from the coast of Britain, the ship came across a German submarine. Cairo was attacked and went to the bottom, along with people and treasures. Almost a third of the ship's passengers eventually died, while the rest managed to escape. For more than half a century, $50 million worth of silver has just been lying on the ocean floor. A group of researchers sponsored by the British government in 2011 finally discovered a valuable treasure trove. The treasures were returned to England, melted down and sold. The mystical island of Bermeja. But in this case, the scientists did not find anything underwater. On the contrary, they lost it. And we are not talking about a ship or an airplane, but about the whole island. This is the story of the mysterious disappearance of Bermeja Island. On maps from the 16th and 17th centuries, researchers mapped an island off the coast of Mexico. These maps have been preserved to this day. However, there was no island on many maps of the 18th century, and it is still impossible to see it, not only on maps, but also in reality. This is despite the fact that Bermeja was not a tiny island. Its area was about 80 square kilometers. British travelers a little over 100 years ago reported that they had finally discovered Bermeja. However, according to them, she was underwater. No one could verify these claims, so no one really believed it. Over the past 20 years, the Mexican government has sent special expeditions to find the mysterious island and understand what happened there. However, this did not happen. But why is it so necessary for everyone to find this island? The reason is actually much more complicated. The fact is that there are huge oil deposits at depth in this region. According to the agreement between Mexico and the United States, this territory belongs to the Americans. However, if Mexico manages to find the island that once belonged to them, it will be a reason to renegotiate the treaty and gain control over the oil deposits. However, so far, all the attempts of the Mexicans have failed. Eastern Atlantis. The Chinese city of Xicheng is called the Second Atlantis or East Atlantis. Divers have recently discovered this city. It is almost 600 years old. It turned out that this place has an incredible history. The city of Xicheng is perfectly preserved underwater at the bottom of one of the lakes near Shanghai. Its architecture dates back to the period from the 14th to the 19th centuries. However, unlike Atlantis, scientists know almost everything about this city. After all, it was flooded relatively recently, only 60 years ago, and it was done absolutely intentionally. It was necessary to flood the city in order to build a dam for one of the hydroelectric power plants. Almost 300,000 people were resettled as part of this mega project. Some of these people have lived in Xicheng for generations. The city was rediscovered only at the beginning of the 21st century. Since then, It has become a popular destination among divers. And this is not surprising. At the bottom, you can see ancient buildings with inscriptions and decorations, as well as statues. Most of them are lion statues. Shicheng means City of Lions in Chinese. Largely due to the fact that Shicheng is underwater, it is well preserved. The water actually protects it from wind, rain, and sunlight. However, not everyone will be able to see this miracle, but only experienced divers. Shicheng is quite deep underwater, so diving requires special skills and equipment.